Over 95% of the vanilla ice cream you've eaten is a manufactured lie. That's the biggest scam ever. Vanilla is actually the second most expensive spice on Earth. You're eating it today because of an enslaved boy. Back in 1841, Edmund Albius figured out how to hand-pollinate vanilla orchids. Before him, vanilla was trapped in Mexico. It relied entirely on a hyper-specific local bee. No bee, no vanilla. Thomas Jefferson smuggled the recipe to America. But today, pure synthetic imitation. If you don't see tiny black bean specks in your scoop, you're eating ghosts. Now wrap your head around this crazy fact. Chocolate ice cream actually beat vanilla to the punch by decades. The first frozen chocolate recipe dropped in Naples, Italy in 1692. If you tasted it back then, you'd choke. It was chocolate, sugar, cinnamon, anise, and literal chili peppers. Think of a frozen, spicy Mexican hot chocolate. Wild. By 1775, an Italian doctor was straight up prescribing it. He used it as a medical treatment for gout. Today, strawberry completely shifts the dynamic. It was first recorded in 1744. It exploded in 1813 at a presidential banquet. First Lady Dolly Madison served a towering strawberry ice cream dessert. Boom! It became an absolute overnight sensation immediately. But botanically speaking, strawberries are liars. They aren't even real fruits. The actual fruits are those tiny seeds outside. The modern garden strawberry you're picturing didn't exist until the 18th century. It was born from a French crossbreeding. For over a century, it's been locked in the bronze medal position. It is the crucial third Neapolitan pillar. Which brings us to the greatest culinary compromise ever engineered. Can't pick between the big three? Just take all. 19th century Italian ice cream makers were rock stars across Europe. Giuseppe Tortoni blew up layered desserts in 1800s. Paris. Genius. But the original Neapolitan didn't use chocolate or strawberry. The original brick was pistachio, vanilla, and cherry. Flexing colors. American vendors swapped in top sellers later. That iconic block shape wasn't for looks, it was a survival tactic. Solid blocks simply stayed frozen longer before modern refrigeration existed. Then the economy collapsed. 1,929 hits hard. Depression arrives. William Dreyer is running an Oakland ice cream shop. Before this moment, your choices were chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. Dreyer wanted to give people a tiny hit of joy. He wanted to help them through the rocky road. He grabs his wife's sewing scissors. He chops up marshmallows and walnuts, folding them violently into chocolate ice cream. Whoever actually did it first shattered the glass ceiling completely. They proved you could bury solid chunks into scoops. That paved the way for a flavor engineered for a royal wedding. 1973. Marilyn Ricketts wins a massive contest. She created Mint Royale for Princess Anne's wedding, but humans have done this exact combination for centuries. It's old. When the Spanish dragged bitter cacao beans to Europe, people panicked. They choked it down by throwing in mint. Baskin-Robbins launched chocolate mint in 1945. Oh, and that glowing green color? Completely fake. Real mint doesn't dye milk. That's pure chemical theater designed to trick your brain. Now, let's talk about the ultimate college hack, South Dakota. Dairy plant manager Shirley Sees spots workers crumbling Oreos over vanilla ice cream. It completely breaks his brain. Absolutely. He tasks 2 students to crush every box of Oreos they can find. They dump them straight into vats. Lawyers terrified him out of calling it Oreo ice cream. Cookies and cream is born. They never patented it. Absolute chaos ensued, with rival claims popping up everywhere. But it doesn't even matter. It consistently dominates the top. Then Ben & Jerry's weaponized a childhood secret. Late ADS, an anonymous fan suggests throwing raw cookie dough in. It's exactly what every kid was doing behind their mother's back. They tested it, it blew their minds. Domination. The absolute genius was taking a guilty habit and making it public. They heat treat the flour and pasteurize eggs. That means it won't kill you. One random fan letter changed the freezer aisle forever. Butter pecan cuts deeper. It is deeply entangled with race in America. It's a buttery vanilla base loaded with roasted pecans. A pillar. For generations, it's been a staple in Black and Latino communities under the brutal segregation of the Jim Crow. Black Americans were routinely denied the right to buy vanilla ice cream. Vanilla was heavily gatekept, a restricted luxury. So, Black families pivoted. They turned to pecans, which grew like weeds across the South. They used accessible ingredients. Ironically, the grafting technique making commercial pecan farming possible was invented by an enslaved man. His name was Antoine. Vanilla's mass production was cracked by an enslaved boy. A flavor born from racial exclusion evolved into a jewel. Meanwhile, pistachio is hiding a massive, dirty secret. True pistachio gelato has ruled Italy for centuries. The undisputed kings. The Bronte pistachio delivers an intense, earthy punch. Cheap commercial nuts simply can't touch that specific sweet and savory. But here is the brutal truth about the market. A massive percentage of pistachio ice cream contains 0 pistachios. It's a total scam. They use cheap almond extract instead. They pump it full of neon green dye. Real pistachio ice cream is a muted, muddy green. If it glows in the dark, you're being played. Scam. A traditional dessert region is famous for booza. It's a stretchy, pounded ice cream infused with pure tree resin, rolled in pistachios. Then salted caramel completely hijacked the modern palate. Caramel ice cream itself is ancient, showing up in cookbook 1747. But salting it didn't infect the globe until the 2000s. It started in a European butter-producing region. Salted butter is religion. Famous pastry chefs shoved it mainstream in the 90s. Then, 2008 happened. A leading ice cream brand launched its salted caramel ice cream. A leading chain beverage brand followed. It became a massive global virus almost overnight. The science behind it is fascinating. It's a biological cheat code. Salt aggressively suppresses the bitter receptors on your tongue. At the same time, it radically amplifies the sweet ones. Your brain gets shotgunned with sweet and salty signals. They hit at the exact same time. It triggers dopamine. Regular sugar simply cannot trigger that kind of intense rush. It literally rewires your brain to constantly crave more. We finish with the great unifier, mango. No flavor connects more human beings across the planet. It bridges cultures. In India, mango kulfi is a centuries-old obsession. It relies entirely on the impossibly creamy Alfonso mango, pure perfection. In the Philippines, the Carabao mango fuels an identical passion. It's deeply rooted in their dessert culture. Fruit is legendary. Latin America takes it entirely sideways. They aggressively dust mango ice cream with raw chili powder. It creates violent collision. The sweet and heat combination is incredibly intense. The fruit itself has been farmed in South Asia for ages. It is literally one of the oldest things humans have ever decided to eat. You can always spot authentic ones. Authentic mango ice cream relies on pure crushed pulp. That gives it a dense radioactive golden orange hue. Labs can't replicate. Synthetic chemicals can never quite copy that specific texture. The real deal provides a sensory experience. Artificial flavoring fails. If you want to see exactly how these mangoes are broken down, look closer. The science of this is fascinating. We've dissected the history and chemistry of every single scoop. That video on your screen dives into the exact breakdown.